Let it run for a minute. Let the people get up in here. Come on, y'all. Get up in here. I need at least 5 of y'all to start the show. Oh, shit. My bad.
Georgia on the logo, celebrating back-to-back Nats. Perfection wears red and black tonight. 15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Not again.
Lead Booker to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And guess which Dogs are barking first? Uga, get after it. Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and
Yes!
touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Sigue Ringo, corta dentro, Ringo, touchdown! Georgia!
The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeon their way to back-to-back. Glory, glory. Georgia, as the fight song says.
This is our love for each other. 1 + 1 = what? 3. We are better together and we are connected.
This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side, and you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys, go Dogs, sick 'em.
What's going on, Respect the Hedges family and the Dog Nation, man? We up in here for another episode of Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network, man. Hey, we're going to go ahead and jump into it, man. And as always, y'all know we presented by the Tailgate Kings. All right, man, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it, man, because one of our cast members got a prior engagement. He just wanted to come on and flex for a little bit, man. Former wide receiver, Shouty Parker, man. What's going on, Shouty?
What's going on, Coach? What's going on with you?
Hey, man, nothing much, man. Hey, man, this is our resident two-time fan fight champion, first ever. You know what I'm saying? Looking the part. If you feel good, you look good, you play good.
That's right. That's right. So, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I know y'all got a show to do, but I wish you would have brought the boys on first, because I really want all of them to hear this. They thought I was going to a birthday dinner. That's why I couldn't make it tonight. But that ain't what I'm going to do. I'm really going to my acceptance speech. The FFA, which is the Fan Fight Association, have given me a championship award. Because I'm the first time ever, two-time champion, and ain't gonna never be another one. So I didn't want to make the boys jealous or nothing and tell them that I was going to do this. So I'm just going here and give this speech, do what I do, and I'll be back next week. I want all the smoke. Any and everybody can get it.
There it is, man. The two-time fan fight champion has spoken, man. We wish him well. Shout out the little guy when you accepted your award.
Hey, man, you got to step on somebody, man. E-Rob, JB, you know what I'm saying? You got to step on somebody to get to the top. You know what I'm talking about?
That's it, man. Speaking of E-Rob, man, the man with all the energy, he gonna come up in here, man. Former DB at UGA, man. Erik Robinson, what's going on, E-Rob?
Coach, we got to do a better job of editing what's going on, man. We can't allow this damn foolishness to continue. We got to do better, Coach. You ain't got no mute button, nothing, man. You letting all this foolishness just permeate the airwaves. It's too much for me. It's too much. Hey, I love it though, man. This fan fight thing, man. It's serious, man. The competition is serious, man. Nobody want to lose, so it's all good, man. I love it. Look, man, we 2 weeks out from the season. I'm ready to get it going. We had our first scrimmage. We're about to have that second scrimmage. That's that real scrimmage right there, boy. That's where positions get solidified and roles kind of get mapped out. So we'll see how that goes, man. I'm excited. I'm ready. I can start to smell that grass when I walk out in the morning, boy. So it's about that time. So let's get it on.
That's right, man. Listen, the fan fight was, before prior engagements got in the way, man. The fan fight was supposed to be between resident two-time champ and the newcomer, former wide receiver at UGA and recruiting classmate of Kirby Smart, Mr. Corey Allen. What's going on, CA?
He running from the smoke, CA.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. Can you hear me, man? Is my microphone working properly, Coach? Yes. Am I tapped in tonight?
You are.
I came in the middle of a soliloquy that I can't believe was even going on. I missed the beginning of it because it sounds like a bunch. But you know what? I'm gonna let him have that. He gonna claim that title. I'm glad to be back in the lab with the fellas. I'm excited for my first opportunity. It's been pushed back. That's fine. I'm gonna be ready whenever the bell is rung. And this dog talk is coming regardless. I was just listening to what Erik was saying. These scrimmages don't lie. And I had a chance I did my homework, Coach. Be proud of me, baby. Come on now. I checked out the interview. I heard what Kirby had to say. I see what the temperature is, and we on track. We got work to do, but we on track.
That's right, man. Next up, man, listen, our resident tight end. Y'all know Georgia number became tight end. Man. Our resident tight end coming up in here, man. Former tight end at UGA, Mr. Jevaris Johnson. What's going on, JV?
Hold on, man. I'm just gonna address you appropriately right now. We ain't just become tight end. We tight end you. Let's recognize this thing, but let's just say we just have reached another plateau in the tight end units. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, mate?
Hey, all I gotta say is, man, hey, you can talk all that smoke you want to, but I heard a whole bunch of excuses coming out of that L that you got headed, man. In case you didn't hear it before, I said I ain't never seen Floyd Mayweather get handed an L by a slap boxer until last week. But now that we back on the show, for the upcoming week, we're gonna have to fill this spot. I don't know, CA. We might have to let you take a quick onboard challenger or something. Coach, what you got up for us today?
I got something.
It wasn't gonna be like that.
Listen, man, when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I already got something on tap for it. Listen, man, our resident fan fight co-host is not available tonight, Mr. Cool Cal. He is at a birthday dinner for the company, so we're going to excuse him. I'm going to run the fan fight today, but before we do, man, taking up Cool Cal's spot tonight, we had to bring in some different look, man. It's our girl on-campus correspondent, Miss Heena Patel. What's going on?
Heena.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Shawty, I have to say, I like the look, the bow tie, the hat. It looks good, but I'm understanding that last week, I don't know, Shelby might take you again. That belt might be gone next week. Let's see, or the week after, whenever she takes you on again.
That's right. Hey, listen, Heena is correct. Shout out to Shelby in the comments. Shelby did take on Shawty in the fan fight, the first fan to take him on, and she did him pretty proper. So, but as far as the cast and crew is concerned, Shawty is undefeated. Okay. All right, Shawty, you got something to say, some parting words for us before you get out of here?
When it's something when the crown heavy, everybody at you. I understand, I get it. But you know what, boys, when I go in here and give my speech to the FFA Association, I'm gonna shout.
We appreciate that.
And I know the people out there ain't never heard of that because I just literally made that up. But we gonna roll with it.
That's right.
Got a whole
we'll see you next week, Shawty.
It's 10-4 though, CA. It's a 4 belt.
Oh man, y'all know how we do, man. Let's get this thing started, man. Let's shout out our dogs. Y'all already know who first up in the building. Shelby McDonald. She is the resident fan fight champion. Actually, she came on and took on that. She said she ready for the season. Let's start this and get this 3-peat. That's right, man. 3-peat is on the way. Shout out to Warren Wharton of Creature Conference, man. He hit me up. I let him know, you know what I'm saying, the live stream was going on. He said he was going to watch, even though he was actually on his way to the gym. Get that workout in, Warren.
Creature Conference, shout out. Good people.
Shout out to Creature Conference for having us out last week. Hey, we got some stuff in store for y'all. We're going to announce that, you know, in a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? So y'all got to make sure y'all tuning in. We got things going, man. Carlo,
hit that like and subscribe button, everybody. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. Get this real content.
Carlo in the contents. What's going on, Carlo? Hey, listen, everybody ready for this 3-peat, man. Listen, 3-peat is on the mind. You know what I'm saying? That's our girl Chandra Leonard up in here. I think she actually gonna be in my neck of the woods this week. So shout out to Miss Leonard there.
What's up?
All right, so because
what's going on, Sarah? Here we go.
Listen, because Thad is unavailable today, we did have somebody say they could step in and take on CA in this fan fight, and that's gonna be one Mr. Erik Robinson, Mr. E-Rob. So I'm gonna put Heena and JV in the backstage and let these two get it on. All right. So the topic today is conference realignment helping or hurting college football? Now, I ain't got no coin to flip, but CA, since you was already slotted to do this, would you like to go first or would you like to go second?
I'm gonna succeed the mic to my big brother. I want to see what he got coming out the gate. He came for me. Let me go ahead and let him shoot it out first.
All right, so know that you got.
I ain't coming. Somebody twist their ankle. I'm in the game.
All right, so y'all know how it goes. First round gets 2 minutes. The next round gets a minute. E-Rob, you are on the clock as of right now.
When we talk about conference realignment, the only people that I really see that really have a problem with it are the older generation who want to kind of keep things the way it used to be. Well, what I've learned in life, things never stay the same. You know, things are either you're getting better or you're getting worse. So, in my opinion, the NCAA is an obsolete entity. So, if that's the case, then these super conferences is kind of where we're headed. And as long as all the teams are playing all the other teams and we're getting football every Saturday, I don't really care what conference you're in. It's just about what you're used to in the bowl games and how things shake out at the end of the year. And all that doesn't really matter to me. I want to see good teams play good teams every Saturday, the best of the best, make it to the playoff, and then we go from there. It really doesn't matter to me what conference, Pac-12, I don't care. Best team play the best team, and let's just get it on every Saturday.
There it is. You gotta, hey man, that's how you jump out there. Go get into it. You got 50 seconds left.
Oh well, yeah, I got some more to say. Then I thought that was it. I thought you was moving around. So, not a lot of train of thought now, but I think I got what I said I need to say.
All right. We'll stop it right there. Then we'll stop right there. All right, Mr. CA. You know what I'm saying? Hey. To be on short notice, my man E-Rob came out firing, man. So it's on you in 3, 2, 1.
I fumbled. I was supposed to go first. I don't even know why I did that. This joker just ran out there with half my argument, but I'm going to come right behind him with exactly what I got to say, because it's definitely depending on your perspective. When you look at conference realignment, it's primarily based on TV contracts and the opportunity to make your team compete for a championship. And this is going to create all of those matchups that we've always dreamed about. These cross-country matchups that we've wanted to see are really a lot more prevalent. The opportunity is there. A lot of this money has trickled in because of these matchups, and it's trickled down to the players. Looking at from the time when Erik and and I took the field and what's going on right now, I got to be honest and say I'd rather be doing it right now because the money is hitting these guys directly. That's
right.
nothing but a plus. So when I look at realignment, yes, it does eliminate some of the smaller schools' opportunity to compete because these bigger schools with the budgets that have the funding that can participate in these super conferences will have a chance every year to compete for a title because the strength of schedule is also going to be competitive across the board. Not as many cupcake games. You got to really go out and show your worth week to week because there's going to be a playoff opportunity. So I think it's great. Traditions are definitely lost. That's what we've been accustomed to. I love the traditional matchups. It's something that I grew up watching. It's always been more regional than anything else. But out with the old, in with the new. You got to butter your bread. And right now, we're looking at a young student body that we always be recruiting. Always be recruiting, baby. So it's about getting that young blood in there and making sure that they continue to be excited. So when I look at it, it's definitely change. Change is sometimes painful. Growth doesn't always feel good, but I'll take it how it comes because in the end, the value of the game is still high, especially in my conference, and the players are getting the money, and I think that's a big component of what change is about.
All right, that's the time. Okay. Let me reset the clock. E-Rob, you get another minute for your rebuttal, and then CA will get another minute, and then we'll tally this thing up. E-Rob, you on the clock in 3, 2, 1.
CA makes a great point. Without the conference, now we have those boundaries that kind of keep these teams from playing each other. Those boundaries are gone. So if you're a college football fan, how could you not want that? You're going to get the chance to see the best of the best play each other, butt heads. Like I said, their imaginary boundaries are not there anymore. It's about money. We know that. It's always about money. These teams moving from different conferences, it's about the money. So the one great thing is I'm glad that the players are now able to capitalize on this as well. I think it's going to make the game even bigger. A lot of people think it's going to ruin the game, but they always think that anybody, whenever there's change, they always think it's going to be something bad. But I feel like it's going to be a positive thing. I think the game will grow, and I think it's just where we're headed. The NCAA really does not. They really don't even factor into what's going on. And I think it's a great thing for college football. So,
time. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Right on time. All right, CA, you get one more minute, my guy. 3, 2, 1.
I tell you what, I still feel like I agree, and that's the tough part. It's definitely a benefit because the pressure is now more on the coaches. I think that really puts a lot more onus on these coaches because they have to be so much more aggressive. That timeline is so much shorter. The fans will continue to be demanding. That won't change regardless of who's on the schedule. So whether you're playing the team around the corner or a team on the other side of the country, fans want to win. College football will never die because of the support of the fans, and that's not going to change regardless of who your opponent is. I think this will do nothing but help as fans get accustomed to it, keep this game growing, and we'll see what direction it leads to. But really, it is about that bottom dollar.
With 10 seconds to spare, let me tally these up. I wasn't writing down the numbers. I was writing down the actual points y'all was making. How about this? This thing was in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
See, he already let me know he skipped me. He lost me. I feel like I'm shout already.
Man, don't start begging for no points now, man. Come on.
I ain't won nothing yet.
All right. The winner of this fan fight is, hey, man, he did have a little bit more time to prepare, but it is Mr. C.A. You know what I'm saying? C.A. We not going to listen. Listen, I got to shout out. I do have to shout out my man E-Rob. Both times I put him in this predicament, man. He has not had time to prepare. So the next time we had E-Rob on, E-Rob will have the same time to prepare that everybody else. But it was CA 13 and E-Rob 8, man. So that's how we got that. But hey, man,
real quick though, real quick. So I'm glad. See, I was watching to see like boxing, man. You did a great job because I felt like CA definitely was prepared, was ready to go. You made some really good points. So I'm glad you did a good job of judging because there has been some. Hey, boy, I heard some. How's this going on? So.
Slightly controversial.
Slightly controversial, but we ain't letting, man. We are going to Cool Cal can defend his scoring when he get back next week, man. But,
Cool Cal ain't got to stand on that, Cal.
That's right. That's right. So as we talked about, SCA mentioned earlier, man, we here to talk about that first scrimmage, man. We here to talk about the Dogs offense. The scrimmage, first of all, we're going to talk about that. Kirby did give his press conference right after the scrimmage. I don't know if y'all had a chance to I know CA, I know you had a chance to look at it. I don't know if Heena and JV E-Rob, y'all had a chance to see that just a little bit. And we just want to talk a little bit about what we heard Kirby say and kind of what it means. CA, I'm gonna let you go first, man. Matter of fact, this is I want to shout out to CA. This is CA's idea. Said we should kind of go over his presser every week and just kind of, you know, give our opinions on what he's saying that the Dogs are going through right now.
Man, I appreciate it, Coach. You know, I really enjoyed listening to my head coach talk about the team, because the one thing that I feel like I noticed is that he speaks in code a lot, but as former guys who sat in the locker room and who've been around him personally and know what cliches coaches might drop, we can read through some of that, you know, and I think it's important that Dog Nation understands, you know, what we face with as far as where the team is. So I took a look and I had a chance to review some of what Kirby had to say, and I'm gonna cover as much as I can as long as you give me this microphone. You better hit that mute button when you get ready now. The first thing Kobe said, the first thing Kirby said is, "Who want to compete, baby?" He said, "We're gonna find out who wants to compete." That heat was a factor, and he felt like not everybody was able to step up, and I think that's going to be a difference make as far as who gets opportunities to play, because he mentioned that he thinks that heat is going to be a factor in at least 4 or 5 games here in the early parts of the season. And if guys aren't ready to fight through that at this stage, you might not be ready to get involved at any juncture. You still got to get better. He also mentioned the quarterbacks. Now, we also we've had a lot of conversation about the quarterback position, so he didn't run from that. And I was glad to hear him acknowledge, you know, what the media has been saying and what the fans wanted to hear. He said the quarterbacks all need to play better, and they got to get better play around them. Which means they got to make the guys around them better. They got to make sure that the offense is running on schedule. I think one of the things he mentioned is you got to be extremely accurate. You got to be good on third down. But the decision making and who's explosive, there are a few factors that are going to come into play in that quarterback battle. And I was anxious and glad to hear him pressing each individual guy forward, making sure that they understand competition isn't just at the offensive line or the defensive secondary. The quarterback spot is going to be heavily judged as we go into fall camp moving forward. Got to avoid catastrophe was one of the quotes he also gave. And just make sure they understand the playbook isn't going to limit or won't be limited to who we have under center. That's not going to dictate how we call plays. Our playbook is what it is. We're going to have a week-to-week plan, and I'm excited to see who gets a chance to execute it. But he says we're not going to put any of our quarterbacks in jeopardy, especially on run option plays. We're going to make sure those guys can lead the offense down the field, but we want to protect them as we move forward. There were a lot of individual conversations he had about, you know, specific positions that I won't get into individually, and, you know, unless Coach pushes me out there. But the main thing I will say is that I feel like he's really excited about the level of talent and leadership, but as far as experience, getting out there, getting it done, you know, the running back position's a little bit light right now because of injury. Wide receivers, we had some drops on the field that we won't be able to stand for. My offensive line rotation is strong, but that D-line comes out ready to fight. So we got a lot to look forward to as far as hammering out some details, Coach. And I'm just excited to see how the players develop from this first scrimmage that just passed, going into the second scrimmage, which is really going to be crucial in identifying playing time.
That's right. I just want to add a little something. CA got some good info. Those drops he was talking about, Kirby said we had 7 drops, man. Like, that's like in one practice.
Gave a specific number. Exactly.
We can't do that. And to the point where he was saying some guys was ready for it, and he said some guys, not that they wasn't ready, he said they didn't want no part of it. He said we got to get better at that particular juncture. He said some guys just couldn't physically push through it, and you know Kirby all about that right there. So
Coach, I got one more, Coach, that I want to add. My favorite quote. This is my favorite. This was the one that got me. I needed my mouthpiece after this one, E-Rob. Kirby was talking about, they asked him about the season opener and the strength of the schedule, and are the kids ready to compete going in, knowing we got Ball State or whoever might be lined up. Kirby said, whether it's Clemson or Oregon, it doesn't matter. We don't talk about it. Today, we got to play Georgia. They're pretty good. Focus on that.
He did.
Hey, man, I'm talking about put your helmet on and get ready to go to practice. That's what you better do.
Big facts. Heena, I know you caught some of that presser. What did you think about Kirby and his assessment of the team after the first scrimmage?
I caught a little bit of that, the conference, and I found it interesting. He definitely did not designate a quarterback. I guess that's part of the plan also, right? Part of the, you don't want to give that away. But, and I did hear him say that the O-line, as CA was saying, the O-line needs some work. They protect the quarterback. So that was very interesting. I noticed all the QBs are pretty tall. They're 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", right? All about the same height. And he said none of them are runners. So that's, but he said that our offense isn't made to have a QB that's a running quarterback. So just like with Stetson, until they're in the red zone, that's really not what they're expecting out of them. So it's going to be interesting. Other than that, I heard about the injuries. Same thing that CA said. That concerns me a little bit with that many injuries, but our sports med team is amazing, and they'll get them back out there.
That's right. And to speak to that O-line, Kirby talked about the tackle spot per se. Austin Blasky has worked behind Green, Ernest Green, also Micah Morris. Xavier Truss did a little bit out there because he came in as a tackle anyway. Injuries. He went through injuries, but I think the two that was the most concerning as far as what people was asking about. Smile Mundan has the foot injury, so he wasn't in the media viewing period. And Kamari Lassiter was back on the field, but he was in a black jersey. So he was actually going through like the one-on-one drills and the non-contact drills. So Kirby said that during the third down period, the offensive line probably got the best of the defensive line, but in the red zone, it was kind of like a draw. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. It has been super hot out there, dog, and it's gonna be hot for that UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina. So, JB, did you get a chance to see any of the pressure?
Man, I always try to make sure I catch a little some of all the great stuff that's going on down in Athens, man. And shout out, man. Listen, this is the deal. We're dealing with a gentleman who is a master. Hey, I'm talking about master motivator. We're dealing with a gentleman who is becoming or has become probably one of the most elite. When I say most, put it like that. That means he got to step on top of somebody. The most elite coaches in the country, because he says if you're either elite or you're not, and Kirby is definitely elite. CA pretty much almost hit every time stamp in the presser. CA, I just need you to back off of some of the facts and give us mere mortals something to talk about. But real, for real. Listen, I love listening to Kirby talk about the team, man, because the fact is the matter. We are the standard bearers on both sides of this football. He also talked about, how practicing special teams also separate some of the men from the boys, right? What I love is that he's telling these guys, it don't matter who you play. And we already know this, man. Listen, I got us going back to back. I'm going to claim it for the second straight year. I put my money and my reservations where my mouth is. I'm just like these guys. I'm all in. Nobody's going to be tougher than us that we play against, that we practice against every day. So I don't care who's on the other side of the schedule. With that being said, he is talking about one group needing to improve over another. That tells me two things. Number one, Kirby knows the talent that he has, and I'm not 100% sure if he's playing Confucius or Mr. Miyagi with him, because he could be motivating the O-line to do better, because if the O-line has lost any snaps against the D-line at UGA, that puts us in a great position to win. If the D-line needs some more work, or he's saying that they are getting whooped by our O-line, they're playing against one of the best, if not the best O-line in the country, so that means we're put in a position to win. At the end of the day, I love these scrimmages because it does tell you something. This Georgia heat, this southeastern United States heat separates a lot of folks from a lot of folks. And we all have been there. We all know what it does to you. We all know what it does to your body, but better yet, we know what it does to your mind. Everybody looks like Tarzan getting off these buses, baby. Everybody looks good in these suits when they walk into the stadium, but it's all about what separates you from that next man. And what separates our guys is our mindset, because we done already won 2 championships and we eat off the floor. That'll never rest. So to that point, I'm ready. I can't wait for this weekend. We're going to catch another scrimmage, fellas. I hope to see y'all in Athens.
That's right, man. Shout out to Corey Arnold getting there. He said Kirby's saying all the right things to avoid the team from getting complacent. That is a fact, because and somebody in the presser asked him about the complacency, and he says that. And the thing is, man, somebody outside of the Dog Nation has said, I was looking this weekend, it's like one thing that Kirby has going for him as far as keeping people from being complacent is the competition that's in Athens. Like, you can be complacent if you want to. It's another 2, 3, 4 dudes behind you that's just as good waiting to catch your spot. So that's another way to keep all the recruiting ain't just, you know, for looks on the paper and fake titles in December or nothing like that. Kirby's trying to keep everybody on their toes. Shout out to Katlyne Hill, our Respect the Hedges photographer. She said she liked the Mr. Miyagi you know, was that a JV-ism? JV-ism.
Hey, Coach, let me just say this real quick too, man.
All right.
You know, to your point, we have 3, 4 guys at a position. Just because you don't see them right now, don't mean guys aren't also developing in the background. You don't want a guy to walk up on your heels, catch you, and walk past you. And life is good at UGA. When you're talking about what these guys have at their disposal, the facilities are the best in the country. The coaching is the best in the country. And I'm going to say the NIL is some of the best in the country too. So you don't want to get removed from that position because, that portal ain't gifting nobody nothing no more. You got over 2,000 kids that they're looking for a home right now. It ain't no guarantee you're going to land in a place that's going to be better either on any one of those that I just spoke on. So these guys gotta stay hungry, because if you don't stay hungry, guess what? You're going to get ate. And that's just how it goes.
That is how it goes. He talked about the DBs a little bit, E-Rob. Yo field to play. Chris Peel, DB, came in, freshman guy. He got turf toe. He talked about a number of DBs. He talked about your guy, AJ Harris, took some snaps with the first team, you know, here and there. And then he talked about how nobody in the scrimmage got behind the DBs. He said they need them to be a little bit more aggressive, but he did say no wide receiver got behind the DBs, you know, whether they was playing zone or man. So what you think about that, E-Rob?
I mean, that's rule number 1 of playing DB. You can't let people get behind you. That's just rule number 1. The ball has to stay in front of you. Can't let the ball go over your head. So that's encouraging to hear that. So I just want to hear that off the bat with the DBs. What I'm not so encouraged about is the injuries. Kamari Lassiter is coming back. And he talked about that in the scrimmage. Like, we don't need to make this assumption just because he started last year that he's all world going to be a shutdown. He needs to get those reps. He needs to get out there. Now, the great thing about that, he's just a great kid. He's chomping at the bit to get back out there. And I'm sure they're doing everything they can just to make sure that he's ready to be back out there. So I'm feeling good. Long as my 2 dudes back there in the back holding us down, 24 and 22, we're going to be fine and back there in the secondary. Yes, it is hot as hell down here in the South. So what did Kirby do? The day before the scrimmage, he would make them go full pads on Friday. See, I picked up on that from the press conference. Who does that? Who does that to their team? Because Kirby knew going into this scrimmage what this scrimmage was about. Who really wants to play at Georgia? Who really want to go through what it's going to take to be at the top of the mountain? Everybody say it. Show me. Show me.
That's right. That's right.
What he did. That's what those last 2 days were. Show me. Those were show me days.
That's right. Carlo getting in and say, pay attention to anybody Kirby says is a hitter or a striker. He did say that about our defensive line. He said that right now we don't have a disruptor per se on the defensive line, but he did say that the defensive line is deeper probably than we've had in a while. So that's good that, like I say, man, with this secondary and this linebacker core, man, as long as we stonewall them at the point of attack, I think we're going to be good. He did say that Raylan Wilson had a hyperextension injury but Corson doesn't think it's serious, so he doesn't think he'll be out long. But
Corson, we trust.
That's right. And like with Smile having the foot and then Raylan getting that, look for Xavier Sorey to get out there with Smile. Jamon Dumas Johnson, and look for CJ Allen, because CJ Allen was the true freshman, was making noise in the springtime. So
number 11, Jalen too.
Oh, Jalen Walker, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say he's one of our linebackers that's gonna. Of course, he got on the field last season as an edge rusher because we were thin there, but I think he will play multiple spots until everybody's healthy. Ra Thomas practiced, but he has a hamstring injury. Kendall Milton is not 100%. He says if you don't see him on the field during a certain period, because the media only get like 15 minutes, so if you don't see him on the field, it doesn't mean he doesn't practice. He might just be getting treatment. And at the time they was able to view it, he was getting treatment. Branson Robinson is dealing with an injury. He's cleared. He's not cleared yet, but they say he's on track to be ready at the beginning of the season. Just another little something on the injury front. I thought it was interesting. Kirby doesn't always shout out people in his press conferences, especially true freshmen. He did say Jordan Hall Jordan Hall is coming along. He has a ways to go, but he's coming along. And the fact that he actually mentioned his name in the press conference means the dude has got to be doing something in practice. And that's actually good, considering we're already deep at that position. He could be that disruptor. Hey, giving him a little,
young brother,
giving him a little something, but taking it away. He also said that Ja'Cory Thomas and Justin Rhett was practicing at that safety spot. So these are two high 4-stars that came in the 2022 class. So y'all be looking out for them. Like I said, man, just like I think JV said, just because you don't see these guys, man, don't mean they not out there. So he did say that Julian Humphrey, and Julian Humphrey was getting together now. He was they showed a picture of Justin Rhett, he looked like he
put together now.
Man,
he look like a robot.
He already won in the second round, first round land 2 years ago.
Oh, he did.
Man,
he did.
Jeez.
So
for the guys that went to the scrimmage, how's Malachi looking? How's our boy?
No. Nobody went to that scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't think none of us went to the scrimmage this week.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't talk. He didn't talk much about Malachi or Javon. He talked about a lot of the guys that was getting those reps. Like I said, I think it was. Yeah. I'm always interested in the names that he actually drops during the press conference, even if it's, somebody messing up, because you did something to get on his radar that he mentioned you in his speech. So, like I say, Justin Rhett and Ja'Cory Thomas. Ja'Cory Thomas was very highly regarded at the safety spot coming in. I mean, he came in with Malachi, but so I think we'll see some of that, especially early going. We got Ball State, then we got
Tennessee Martin.
We got Tennessee Martin, then Ball State, and then South Carolina, and then UAB. In 3, if not all 4 of those games, I think we're going to see a lot of DBs get trotted out there just to see what we got, and linebackers as well, because until we get into the meat of that SEC, we kind of got that, that luxury. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on to the offense itself, man, and just some players that y'all think may be impact players this year if they play the way that they should play, or a player that may need to be an impact player. I'm going to start with you, Heena. Like, what player on offense needs to be or will be an impact player for this dog team this year?
I mean, the easiest answer there is going to be our quarterback. I'm going to go with that. Carson Beck. Step it up. Fill those shoes that Bennett left, and go a level higher.
That's right. Bennett did leave some big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? Last year, threw for over 4,300, almost 4,300 yards. I think like 30 touchdowns or so, if not more, and not a lot of interceptions. Only had 9 sacks. Kirby did, to Heena's point earlier, somebody asked Kirby what was the difference in the 3 quarterbacks. He was like, y'all see him as different. He said, I really don't. He said, all of them can run. If you put them all on the line and ran a 40, it'd probably be, neck and neck. He said, they all can get out the pocket. He said, he said, y'all say that as if we're going to have a different package for somebody that runs. He said, we don't want our quarterbacks to get hit at all. He said, not even Stetson. He's like, Stetson was running when he had to get out the pocket. We wasn't designing runs for Stetson. Right. So he's saying it, and nothing will change this year. So E-Rob, give us a player that either has to be impact for us to be successful, or you just think he will be because he's that guy.
For me, it's going to be the newcomer coming from Missouri, Dominic Lovett. He's the guy that I'm expecting to burst on the scene and have a really big year just kind of out of nowhere. The kid is talented. He's explosive. He has experience playing in this league. All we got to do is get him the ball. So I'm expecting big things from him. So I definitely want to see what he brings to us this season. Okay, shout out to Lance for getting in. He says he thinks Beck either have to be an impact player or will be an impact player. JV, what you got on it, man? Like, who needs to be an impact or just will be an impact?
So, Coach, since you had threw that extra caveat in there, I poured another guy into my lineup that I'm going to mention, but I'm not going to really expound on him. I'm just going to say tight end Mr. Lawson. I think he's going to be tremendous. He's a talent that I don't think we could even keep off the field at this point. His size, his youth, his speed, the way the man moves. Of course, we got already, without this gentleman get into the equation, a very, very, very probably the second best tight end room in the entire history of tight end rooms in Athens right now. And it was number one last year because we lost. And we had big agent zero on our squad. But Lawson, look, that's just a shout out. But man, I'm looking for one of these running backs to really emerge and separate themselves from another. I know we have Milton. I know we have Deshaun. I know we have, Branson Robinson, Andrew Palm. We got, Muscle Hamster Tutu. I really hope one of these guys, and I can't really pick one of them. I'm just going to say the running back room. I need somebody to flex, somebody to show the muscle, somebody to break a run and show us they got that get there and get gone. I need to see somebody separate themselves in that particular room because I really feel like this is going to be the most talented offensive team all around we've ever had at Georgia. We just need that position and Heena's position, the quarterback, to put us in those positions to win. Get it to the playmakers, hand it off to a playmaker, throw a screen, be on time with the ball, be accurate with the deep pass. And this is going to be probably the most dynamic offense Georgia has ever had.
Hey, book it. Carlo getting in saying he think Ernest Green at that left tackle is going to be impact or needs to be impact this season. Corey Arnold says Oscar Delp and Branson Robinson. Definitely agree with some of those. CA, what you got on that offense, man? Who needs to be an impact player or just will be an impact player just because he is that guy?
Shout out to JV for snatching up 2 positions on me real smooth. Like I like how he did that. He took my running back spot, but I'm gonna jump right back in there because I really think that's the position. I'm looking at Dejon specifically. I think he needs to be explosive, especially in these early season games when the teams we're playing are going to be outmatched. We're going to have it doesn't matter how many they have in the box. We should still be able to run the ball. I need to find out who's ready to be explosive. I want to see some home runs from distance out of the running back position. And I think Dejon can do that. He can sneak up and he can really be a key cog in the offense if he positions himself properly because they'll be running back by committee early. But I think he does have an opportunity. As long as he remains healthy, he'll probably have the most touches.
I got you. I got Paul maybe good in here. What's going on, Paul? Hey,
Maybe.
He say Brock Bowers, period. End of story. We know. Anthony White, what's going on? He said what's good, lady and gentlemen. He said he appreciated it. We appreciate you getting in, my guy. Listen, man, all of those are definitely good. Shelby says Beck. I got 2. One that needs to be an impact player and one that I think will be an impact player. Needs to be Cedric Van Pran. He's the reason. He's the center. I think he's the best center in the nation. I think he needs to play like it. I think he will play like it. I think when he said he was coming back That's the first time, like all season after we won the championship, y'all gonna three-peat, y'all gonna three-peat. My friends asked me, I'm like, once Cedric Van Pran said he was coming back, I said, yeah, we might just three-peat. Cedric Van Pran back, so we might just three-peat. I think he needs to be an impact player, especially with a new quarterback under him, and he can help guide him along. The player I think will be an impact player, catching out of the backfield in that running back room, Mr. Cash Jones. I'm telling you, watch Mr. Cash Jones. If you just talking about catching the ball out of the backfield, he's the best running back we got at that particular characteristic. And he's been getting some reps according to, some of the media that actually have been at practice because of the injuries. And I'm telling you, watch Mr. Cash Jones. Not saying, yeah.
So I like Cash.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
Coach, shout out to Lad. I put Lad in the hat too. Y'all ain't gonna do 84 that way.
Yeah, well, I think with Lad and Brock, it's like saying Jordan the best.
They baked
like,
in, baby.
Well, throw him out there then. Throw him out there.
All right, man. Let's talk about some newcomers, man. Just some newcomers on that offense that we might be excited to see. I'll kick it off, man. I'm excited to see. They call him Z, but it's Yazeed Haynes, the freshman wide receiver. I don't know how much playing time, if any, he's going to get. I'm just excited to see him from his tape in the spring. I've heard good things. I think the dude is going to be one of those big time receivers for us, barring health or anything. So I'm excited.
That's the guy, the Philadelphia coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Shout out to his dad, man. It was a cool dude, man. Got to hang out with him at the national championship, man. What's crazy is he told me Penn State was trying to move that dude to DB, said he ain't had no hands. I'm like, that's the first thing I noticed, how good his hands was. So, hey, man, it just shows our coaching staff know how to evaluate film and get the right guys in here.
Shout out to Penn State.
So, CA, I'm going to let you go ahead and start with a
miss evaluations.
Exactly. Guys, I'm anxious to see young kids. I want to see what Rod Robinson and a rehabilitated Andrew Paul look like in my backfield. I'm looking at the running back position, always an opportunity for a young player to step up early just because carrying the ball is what it is. If you can pass protect and keep your quarterback safe, you'll have chances. So I'm looking at these young ball carriers, Rod Robinson and Andrew Paul coming off the knee.
I got you. Shout out to USCJ, man, the USC YouTuber that's covering USC, man. What's good, man? He checking in, say he want to check that. He tries to check out the show from time to time, say we put on a good show. Shout out to USCJ, man. All right, my guy Ben Shaw said, what about the freshman running back from Cali? That's Roger Robertson. That's correct. He is a newcomer. Let me go through before I show everybody in the comments. Let me go through the panel so we don't take nobody guy. E-Rod, man, who your newcomer you watching on that offense?
All right, so I got two guys. One guy's already been mentioned, and one guy he's new to playing, but he's been at Georgia. First one is of course JV bring up all the damn tight ends, but Lawson Lucky. I really think he's going to be the next dude at tight end. Can't wait to see what kind of role he carves out for himself. Hey man, you don't leave no room for nobody, man. But anyway,
I know we talking position. He taking whole rooms.
That's what tight ends do.
The whole room. You can't do that. Anyway, so that's the first dude. The second dude is Amarius Mims. He's a highly rated guy, played a lot for us last year, but this is his year. This is his year to come out and start and make himself a first-round draft pick. If he does that and plays at a level where he is a first-round draft pick, that's great for Georgia, and we'll be right back at it.
There it is, man. Anthony White getting in, said he's excited to see Yazeed Haynes too, and Jordan Hall on the defense. Yeah, we definitely talked about him on that defense last week. All right, JV, newcomer that you're looking forward to on that offense.
Well, since CA picked, I think that was CA who picked the newcomer receiver that we had. He came in from Missouri. Blame it on the head, not the heart. I can't think of his name right now. I'm looking
Dominic
at
Dominic.
Dominic London. So you picked him, but I'm going to pick the guy on the other side, on the outside, who came in and who we just talked about is dealing with a little injury bug right now, but Rod Thomas. Because at this point, guys, again, we have an embarrassment of riches. We have, all the talent you want all over this offense. And if you got some blazers like a Lad McCuckey, shout out to Lad McCuckey, man, we're going to put him in here officially on the roll. CA, I appreciate that. He gets overlooked plenty of times, but you can't understate him. Or, you know, you got Dominique Lovett. You got these quick, fast guys, and you got a big beast on the outside at a receiver. And then, of course, you know, you're going to have the man, the all-time greatest tight end in UGA history, patrolling that Mr. Brock Bowers, BB. You have to pay attention to this guy. He is big, he is fast, he is strong. And what are you going to do? You know, just like that old Hulk Hogan. What are you going to do, brother? When they let loose on you, we got those guns. We got guns, man. So that's what I'm looking for, Coach. I mean, he's a guy who's played ball, but he's new to us. So I want to see what that used car looks like, man, because he can still go from 0 to 60 in .025.
That's right. That's right, man. Shout out Mr. Ra Thomas. Definitely looking forward to him. All right, Heena, which newcomer on the offense are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, so we had the privilege of my son played with Pierce Sperlin out of Florida. Well, he was in high school, went down to Florida, and now is at Georgia. He did have an injury. I believe it was a clavicle, so he's coming off that. I was at practice the other day, and he was a little hesitant. You can tell it just takes some time for them to get back in the groove and feel that confidence and not worry about, you know, overly protecting that and getting into hitting again. It takes him a minute. So although it'll take him probably a year or so to develop, I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year. And then, of course, we've already said his name twice. I'm going to say the third time, Lawson Lucky. Nothing like having former, you know, UGA alumni, teammates for you, some of you guys, one of their sons playing. I mean, this is amazing. It's wonderful to see the legacy happening at the university. So, yeah, Lawson's going to be doing some big. Can't wait to see what he does.
Definitely, man. And then just shout out to some guys that didn't have huge roles, you know, coming into the year, but probably going to have bigger roles, especially like the Oscar Delps of the world. I mean, now that Big O is gone, he got the interview after Kirby interviewed. The guy asked,
he looked like money.
Listen, he was like, the guy asked him, "Are you trying to be like the next Brock Bowers?" He was like, "Brock's, you know, the best of them all. But I'm trying to be the next Oscar Delp." And he said, "I've just been working on my blocking technique, things that I didn't do in high school because he wasn't called on to do those things. But he's put on, I think, about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. So the dude looked like he ready to get in line and block a little bit. We already
That's not creatine weight. That's not creatine weight, baby. That's weight room weight.
That's big facts. Big facts. Corey Arnold said Arian Smith. Like Arian Smith, we know he's had some big catches, but I think over his time at Georgia, he's only got like 15 to 20 catches overall.
Yeah.
I think this guy is on track. This is one of the first years. He stopped running track last year, and he said he's felt the best that he's ever felt going into a fall camp. It's going to be a problem for the defenses that we face this year. Because that dude right there. Now I don't know if he was just trying to give his team, you know, a little credit, but he says a couple of guys on the team that can run with him. So if so, that means we got some blazers all over. But I think he was just trying to, you know.
You know, track guys don't just give you that. I don't know, man. You know, they don't give you that.
I don't think
they'll run you out. No, they don't. They'll run you off the floor, man.
But you could see it in his face. He was like, they still can't beat me, though. So, but he did give him a look.
I respect that.
He gave him some credit. He gave Ladd some credit on the speed. He said people don't know how fast Ladd is. He said, but Ladd is fast.
Ladd can run.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Dutch in the building. He's saying the same thing about Aaron Smith, big play guy. You know what I'm saying?
Kelton Dutch.
Hey, man. So let's talk about these last couple of minutes, man. The strongest position group. We already know what JB gonna say.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You know me.
Yeah, we know that. Yes, we do.
I'm about to say, if you don't, you violate.
So, Heena, do you agree with JB that the tight ends on this offense are the strongest position group?
I'm definitely not going against JV. I'm on that train.
All right, E-Rob, are you gonna third that vote to say that the tight ends are the strongest group on the offensive line?
Oh.
Absolutely not. I will not do that. I
egregious foul violation.
No, I'm not saying this to be a contrarian. I am saying this because I really do believe that our offensive line collectively, like I said, we got the three dudes in the middle that are coming back. And then, like I just mentioned, Marius Mims, I think that he has first-round potential. So that's 4 out of the 5 who I don't have really any worries about. Then you got 2 or 3 guys behind them. So if we have any injuries, we should just kind of be business as usual. So I really feel like that room is probably our best, when we talk about collectively, our best room on offense.
Kirby did say we go about 8 deep on that room, so he kind of speaking to that too. CA, what you going with? You going with that tight end room, man?
I like how you set that question up to try to cause controversy. I ain't
Yeah, he did it. Yeah,
yeah. He trying to expose me and my homeboy and open up a can, and we ain't even doing that tonight, man. I agree with Erik. Actually, you know, I'm not necessarily counter to the tight end room. It's definitely a strong room, one of the strongest in the nation, consistently for a long time now. But the offensive line room is what I would go with because of what Erik just mentioned. I mean, it's the depth in that room. I'm not going to waste a lot of my time here in the early parts of the season looking at who's on the field. We'll be rotating. We'll be getting it ready for those 3 games that Thad going to talk about when it's time to talk about them. But that's going to be a work in progress, but it's all 5 stars. So who am I to judge? I'll let that, hammer itself out. So the offensive line room is what I would say is the strongest, in my opinion.
Okay. Listen, the good thing is our offense, and when we talked about defense as well, listen, all the position groups are strong, and that's what you need from a championship team. I'm going to go left, and I'm going to go with the wide receivers. I'm going to go to where
after them 7 drops, you ain't got no argument. We had 7 drops, man. Come on, man. What we talking about, dog? We can't do that behind a 7-drop scrimmage. You been leading boys in the drive. Don't bring up nothing. They ain't no good. They ain't no good right now. You just talking. Come on, man. We in the win. You know better than that. I'm just saying, man. You heard what the man said. You made me watch the press conference. Now you can wide receiver room. Man, I was in that room. That room ain't doing nothing right now. It's a bunch of hype.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, we got Dominant Levin, who was actually
ain't did nothing. What we talking about last year? See, there you go. Come on, man. They ain't even look good last week. And you tell me, come on.
Hey, Kirby said they look good on Friday.
What the day is? That's weeks ago. Weeks ago.
Oh my. Hey, man. But hey,
10-15 practices. I'm sorry. Let me get out the way.
Like and subscribe.
That's right, man. Hey, man, y'all hit that. Listen, man. Like I was saying, we got about 6 deep. It's even though excluding that 7 drops that we had on Saturday. Listen,
7. Excluding 7.
Listen. Hey, I'm gonna chalk that up as the good DB play. How about that? Listen,
they didn't say pass defense.
Hey, we're going against some of the best DBs in the nation, man. They had some hands on them and everything. The ref was letting them play. They was letting them play.
Coach, it was 7. That's 7 because we don't say 7 where we come from. It was 7. 7 drops. 7 drops.
When my wide receiver room is carrying us to this 3P, I don't want to hear none of y'all jumping on the bandwagon.
We talking about right now.
Y'all don't forget what I see.
Listen, man. Y'all don't forget to like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel. Come back every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We got it going, and respect these hedges, man. For my co-hosts, CA, JV, E-Rod, Heena, Thad, who's not with us, and Cool Cow's not with us, Miss Katlyne Hill, our photographer, and of course Shelby McDonough, the first lady. Hey, this Coach I, respect the hedges. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.